In the high bay, systems tests and other operations, including fueling the spacecraft, are performed by the crew. Joint operations now begin to bring all the flight hardware together. In Hall 101, the satellite becomes mated to the Breeze M upper stage and then rotated horizontally to be encapsulated in the payload fairing. Each mating activity is accompanied by joint testing to verify everything is functioning properly. The spacecraft, fairing, and upper stage are referred to as the ascent unit from this point forward. In Hall 111, the booster stages are mated to form the integrated Proton launch vehicle. The integrated launch vehicle rolls to the Breeze M fueling station, where fueling of the Breeze M is completed. The complete rocket rolls out to the launch pad. Here, hydraulic erectors move the rocket from a horizontal to vertical position. Then the mobile service tower moves in to provide services and accessibility to the launch vehicle and spacecraft. The precise time the vehicle for Yuri Gagarin rolled out in 1961, 6:30 a.m., is when each Proton is rolled out to the launch pad, marking
The first 3 stages of the Proton function to propel the orbital unit to a suborbital trajectory. The orbital unit consists of the Breeze M, payload adapter system, and the Türksat 4A satellite. The sequence starts with the ignition of the powerful first stage engines that output 2.4 million pounds of thrust at sea level. As the ILS Proton lifts off from its launch pad, it immediately executes a roll maneuver to align its flight launch azimuth to 61.3 degrees in order to achieve a parking orbit inclination of 51.5 degrees as it travels in an east-northeast direction across Kazakhstan towards the Pacific Ocean. The engines fire for about 2 minutes, during which time the ILS Proton experiences maximum dynamic pressure. Then the first stage separation occurs. The second stage engines follow with nearly 540,000 pounds of thrust for 3.5 minutes. And then the third stage engine fires with 131,000 pounds of thrust for 4 minutes. The payload fairing is separated soon after third stage ignition, high above the Earth's dense atmosphere. At stage 3 separation, the orbital unit has traveled from Baykonur to Russia near the eastern edge of Kazakhstan at 51.5 degrees north latitude and is moving about 7,300 meters per second, or 4.5 miles per second relative velocity. The upper stage of the ILS Proton rocket is called the Breeze M and is designed to inject payloads into a wide variety of target orbits. There are 5 Breeze M burns in this GTO mission design. The first Breeze M burn occurs about 2 minutes after the third stage separation, when the orbital unit is still in a suborbital trajectory. This will last long enough to achieve a low Earth circular parking orbit of 173 kilometers. This 4.5-minute burn spans from Siberia to Russia's east.
With the cooperation of JAXA, Mitsubishi Electric manufactured the Türksat 4A at 2 locations, JAXA Tsukuba Space Center and Kamakura Works.
Milletimize hayırlı olmasını diliyor. Emeği geçenlere şahsım, milletim adına şükranlarımı sunuyorum.
In Moscow, Russia, ILS headquarters in Reston, Virginia, and many others who have helped make today's launch of Türksat 4A a reality. We're about 20 seconds away from launch, and we're going to step aside here and let the Russian countdown and liftoff.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3,
Ignition start. And we have liftoff. Liftoff of an ILS Proton rocket from the Baykonur Cosmodrome in Kazakhstan with the Türksat 4A spacecraft on board. Now it can be a little hard to see at night, but about 10 seconds after liftoff, the rocket does a roll maneuver and will soon experience maximum dynamic pressure, which is the maximum aerodynamic load on the vehicle. And for Proton, this corresponds to about Mach 1.6 and occurs at 1 minute and 2 seconds after liftoff. The vehicle went into a cloud there shortly after liftoff. But everything does seem to be proceeding nominally as the vehicle heads down across the Cosmodrome, climbing in a northeasterly direction with a flight launch azimuth of approximately 61.3 degrees. Looks like the vehicle's come out of the clouds there. It's heading down range. We're about 60 seconds after liftoff, coming through max Q right now. Launch plus 1 minute, 10 seconds. At about 2 minutes after launch, up to stage 1-2 separation in about 6 seconds. And I'm waiting for confirmation that the stage 1 and 2 have separated. Still waiting for confirmation of all 4 second stage engines. Now these will burn for a total of about 3 minutes and 27 seconds.